Chapter 1. The accident that changed everything. The rain fell in sheets the night Dr. Evelyn Carter's life changed forever. She had been driving home from the lab, exhausted after another 16-hour shift perfecting neural interfaces for prosthetics. The storm made the roads slick, visibility near zero. She never saw the truck swerve into her lane. The impact was brutal. Metal screamed, glass shattered, and Evelyn's world went black. When she woke up in the hospital, the doctors delivered the news with grim faces. Your spine was severely damaged in the crash. We've done everything we can, but you'll never walk again. Evelyn, a brilliant roboticist who had spent her career building machines to help others, was now confined to a wheelchair. The cruel irony wasn't lost on her. For 10 years she adapted. She continued her research, designing advanced prosthetics for amputees. But every breakthrough was a reminder of what she had lost. No matter how advanced her prototypes were, none could restore her mobility. Spinal injuries were different. More complex, more permanent. Until he walked into her lab. Chapter 2. The Stranger with a Solution. Dr. Marcus Velt was a name Evelyn had heard in passing, a reclusive genius in biomechanical engineering. He rarely published, never attended conferences, yet rumors said he had cracked problems no one else could. When he appeared at her lab unannounced, Evelyn was skeptical. "I've been following your work," he said, his voice calm but intense. "You're close to something revolutionary. But you're missing one key component." Evelyn frowned. "And what's that?" Marcus met her gaze. "A test subject who understands the technology from the inside out. Someone with a spinal injury. Like you." He placed a small drive on her desk. "This contains my research. A direct neural bypass system. It doesn't repair the spine. It routes movement signals around it." Evelyn's breath caught. "You're saying you can make me walk again?" Marcus nodded. "If you're willing to take the risk." Chapter 3. The Procedure. The surgery was illegal. Unapproved. Dangerous. Evelyn didn't care. Marcus's lab was hidden in an abandoned industrial complex, filled with humming servers and half-assembled machines. The robotic legs he had built were sleek, skeletal, and terrifyingly powerful. "The neural link will hurt," he warned as he prepped the interface ports along her spine. "Your brain has spent a decade believing it can't control your legs. This will force the connection." Evelyn clenched her jaw. "Do it." The pain was excruciating. White-hot electricity surged through her nerves as the system booted up. She screamed. Then she felt them. Her legs. Not the dead weight she had carried for years, but something new. Something alive with energy. "Try standing," Marcus urged. Trembling, Evelyn pushed herself up from the wheelchair and took her first step in a decade. Chapter 4. A New Life and a Hidden Threat. First it was euphoria. Evelyn ran. He danced. She climbed stairs without assistance for the first time in years. Marcus's invention worked flawlessly, and together they refined the design, preparing to unveil it to the world. But then Evelyn noticed something strange. Marcus was too secretive. He erased files, avoided questions about his past, and once she caught him speaking in hushed tones to someone named Kessler. When she confronted him, his expression darkened. "You were never supposed to ask questions," he muttered. That night, she hacked into his private server and discovered the truth. The military had funded Marcus's research, not for medical purposes but for combat. His neural interface wasn't just for paralysis victims. It was designed to create super soldiers. And Evelyn, she was the final test subject. Chapter 5. betrayal and escape. Before she could react, armed men stormed the lab. "Dr. Carter," a cold voice announced. "You're coming with us." Marcus stood beside them, his face unreadable. "I'm sorry," he said. But this was always the endgame. Evelyn's robotic legs whirred to life. She wasn't the helpless woman in the wheelchair anymore. She fought. The soldiers weren't prepared for her speed, her strength. She disabled 3 before sprinting into the night, her mind racing. Marcus had betrayed her. The military would hunt her. But she had one advantage. She understood the tech better than they did. Chapter 6. A new purpose. Evelyn went underground, using her skills to modify the legs further. She removed the tracking modules, enhanced the neural link, and made herself faster, stronger. Then she began hunting the truth. She uncovered more test subjects. People like her, discarded when the experiments failed. Some were paralyzed. Others had died. Marcus hadn't just used her. He had lied to all of them. The final confrontation came on a stormy night, much like the one that had taken her legs. Marcus stood in an empty warehouse, waiting. "You don't understand what's at stake," he said. "I understand enough," Evelyn replied. She didn't kill him. Instead, she exposed everything. The illegal experiments, the military's involvement, the lies. Within weeks, the project was shut down. Marcus disappeared. But Evelyn, she kept the legs. And she used them to walk into a new future, one where she could help others like her without the lies. For the first time in a decade, she was free. Epilogue. Walking into the future. The media called her the Miracle Woman. Evelyn Carter's story spread like wildfire. The brilliant scientist who had not only regained her ability to walk but had also exposed a dangerous military conspiracy. Some hailed her as a hero. Others whispered that she was something more, a symbol of what humanity could achieve when technology and determination collided. But Evelyn didn't care about fame. She stood on the rooftop of her new lab, the city sprawling beneath her, the wind tugging at her hair. Her robotic legs gleamed in the sunlight, no longer hidden beneath long skirts or lab coats. She wore them openly now, unashamed. They were a part of her. Behind her, the doors slid open. A young girl, no older than 12, wheeled herself onto the rooftop, her eyes wide with awe. "Dr. Carter?" the girl asked. "They said you could help me." Evelyn turned, smiling. This was why she had fought. The girl, Lena, had lost the use of her legs in a car accident, just like Evelyn. Her parents had begged for a solution, and when they heard about Evelyn's work, they had come to her instead of the corporations that had failed them. "I can't promise it'll be easy," Evelyn said, kneeling beside Lena's wheelchair. "The surgery is intense. The recovery is painful. But if you're willing to try." Lena's grip tightened on the armrests. "I want to walk again." Evelyn nodded. "Then let's get started." A legacy reborn. Months later, Lena took her first steps. The news vans swarmed outside the facility, but Evelyn kept the doors closed. This wasn't for the world to gawk at. It was for Lena. The girl laughed, tears streaming down her face as she wobbled forward, her new robotic legs adjusting to her movements. Her parents wept, hugging Evelyn like she had given them back their daughter. And in a way she had. But Evelyn wasn't done. She had founded the New Mobility Project, a research center dedicated to providing free cybernetic solutions for those who couldn't afford them. No military contracts. No hidden agendas. Just help. And then, one evening, as she reviewed blueprints for a next-generation neural interface, her security system pinged. Someone was at the door. Not a reporter. Not a patient. Marcus. He looked older, his face lined with exhaustion, his hands shoved into the pockets of a worn-out coat. "You were right," he said quietly. "About everything." Evelyn's fists clenched. She had dreamed of this moment, of confronting him, of making him pay. But the anger didn't come. Instead, she just felt tired. "Why are you here?" she asked. Marcus exhaled. "Because I finally found a way to fix what I broke." He pulled a data chip from his pocket. "This is everything. The original research, the flaws, the military's tampering. And a way to improve your design." Evelyn stared at the chip. "You expect me to trust you?" "No," Marcus admitted. "But I'm asking you to try." Silence stretched between them. Then Evelyn stepped aside, holding the door open. "You'll work under supervision," she said. "No secrets. No lies." Marcus nodded, relief flickering in his eyes. "Thank you." The last step. Years later, Evelyn stood at the edge of a stage, looking out at a crowd of people. Some in wheelchairs, some with prosthetics, some just hoping for a chance. 10 years ago, I thought my life was over," she said, her voice steady. "But sometimes the things that break us are the things that push us further than we ever dreamed." She took a deep breath and jumped, soaring higher than any human could. Her robotic legs propelling her into the air before she landed gracefully. The crowd erupted in cheers. Lena, now a young engineer working beside her, grinned. Marcus, hunched over a holographic display in the back, allowed himself a rare smile. Evelyn Carter had started her journey in a wheelchair. Now, she was unstoppable,